of the Ghana Football Association. Fred, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. The attacks are becoming one too many, specifically on what happened this weekend. What has the FA done so far?
Well, good evening, and thanks for having me. I'm sure you must be reading the news. If you visit our site and our various portals, you would be aware of the decision taken by the Executive Council. They say football is a process, so you cannot just jump into concluding in terms of punishment you want to met out to perpetrators of such acts. But what the laws allow is that the Executive Council would take decision to, temporarily ban the stadium or place it under a suspension so that Tanobo Fokwa, who in this case were the home team, will not be able to use the stadium until their case is adjudicated and the right processes are followed. So that is what the Ghana Football Association has done so far. The case will be referred to the disciplinary committee and it will be heard, and the necessary sanctions will be applied.
So the stadium will not be used by them or by anybody at all?
Well, if for instance, Tanobo Fokwa now, undertake an act and you go ahead to find other clubs who may not have played any role in it or have nothing to do with the incident that happened, I think that would be unfair. And so under the circumstances, it's Tanobo Fokwa, and so who they are prevented from using the stadium, but other clubs who have the stadium as their home grounds will continue to use the stadium.
But would they be allowed to play their remaining games, though?
Who?
Tano.
Of course, the league is not ended.
And would they be allowed to play with their? Because I know that one of the sanctions is that you can say the players are allowed to come and play, but supporters should not come. Is that something you're going to do, or it is okay?
No, but that's the decision of the disciplinary committee, not the Executive Council. I've told you that football is a process, so you just get up and met out sanctions. What the laws allow is that the ESCO would place a ban on the stadium for the use of Tanobo Fokwa, while the case is referred to the disciplinary committee for them to adjudicate over. So I cannot predetermine what the sanctions will be from the disciplinary committee. They would, weigh the severity of what has happened and give her the sanctions. So I cannot predetermine that.
But do these sanctions include, taking off points from this club for what happened over the weekend?
No, it does not. It does not. If you follow football, that's what I'm saying, that follow this is the process. Because if the game ended, if the game had not ended, then that would amount to an abrupt end, which in our laws would then meant to be a forfeiture of the game. But under this circumstance, the game ended, and the incident happened after the game, and so it's got nothing to do with the point deduction or the point at stake. No,
I don't know what the best practices are, but I just read in the news a week ago that Everton in the United Kingdom had points taken off for something that happened off the pitch. You are suggesting that precedent cannot be applied here?
No, but did you read? You are not telling me what happened with Everton.
No, it has something to do with financials. It has nothing to do with hooliganism. So I'm just saying that because you are saying that the game is over, the points cannot be touched. I'm saying in the case of Everton, the seasons have even ended. It's not even the game that has ended. And yet points have been taken off, bringing them completely to the bottom of the table.
Yeah, but in this
is that something you can use as a punitive measure against a club like this?
No. First of all, in any jurisdiction, you have to read the regulation covering a particular tournament. And so if the Premier League has in its regulation that if you breach any of their financial rules, you'll be deducted points, then so be it. But what we are talking about is an incident of people attacking somebody. It's got nothing to do with finances.
So what's the highest punishment that they can receive as a club?
Land, please.
Go ahead.
In finances, then it will fall under club licensing. So club licensing has its own set out requirements, and the corresponding punishment that will be meted out to clubs. And so if any of the clubs...
I get a difference, but because of time, so I just want a quick question. What is the highest punishment that can be meted out to a club for engaging in an act like the one that happened over the weekend?
Well, the club can be suspended from using the stadium. They can be fined. I mean, it depends. It depends. I cannot predetermine it. If I say that extra sanction one, then I'm doing the job of the disciplinary committee.
I get you. Okay, but yes. In the past, we've seen these instances. Perhaps the measures you took in the past were not punitive enough. That's why it has not been deterrent it has not served as a deterrent, preventing others from doing same or stopping others from doing same. Perhaps that's why it's happening. Do you want to reconsider your punishments?
No, but any punishment that can be applied must find space in the regulations and the statutes of the Ghana Football Association. You cannot, invent punishment which cannot be found in the laws or not granted in the laws or statutes of the Ghana Football Association. You just made reference to everything. It has happened in the past in England that a club has been deducted points, but it's just applying. It's happening this year.
Okay.
Once the thing to punish a club or punish them, it does not mean that a thing will never happen again. People go to the Supreme Court. People go to court. They are jailed. But every now and then there are people going to court and they continue to jail them. It does not mean that it will not happen again.
Thank you for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you.
That's Frederick Achampong. He's GFA Executive Council.